So just like everyone else, I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen for the past couple weeks, and it's been so refreshing to see this anime back again after damn near 3 years, even though we are thrown into a flashback arc and not with the main cast of Yuji and the others. But nevertheless, it's still been the great Jujutsu Kaisen everybody knows and loves, and after watching the episode I just dropped today, it's finally time to talk about this new season, cause oh man, I've been waiting for this one. I'm gonna be mentioning some spoilers here and there for the latest season so far, so if you ain't watched it yet, firstly, what are you doing? Go watch it right now, and for the people that have, we was in for a fucking insane episode this week. So this season so far has been pretty tame in terms of what's going on. The mission to escort the vessel to Master Tengen has been going pretty well, although there's been a couple bumps in the road with them having a target on their back and the caretaker getting kidnapped, but of course it's nothing these two can't handle. The two strongest sorcerers at Jujutsu High, capable of doing basically anything. Anything until the demon menace himself Toji Fushiguro is involved, the man who single-handedly shifted the story into a completely different direction. I cannot stress how devastating it was to see Gojo, pretty much the peak of all power within the Jujutsu world, get bodied that hard in such a gruesome way. Even as a manga reader, it still felt just as crazy, and I would go even as far as saying the anime made it look way worse. There were so many things to question within that scene as to how he was able to maneuver in such a way, how he managed to get in, the spear that broke past Gojo's infinity. All this chaos and confusion did wonders for this moment, and the methodical planning behind the scenes from Toji to wear Gojo down, from the assassins he sent over to keep Gojo on high alert until the moment he least expects an attack, was all just so dope, and you'd expect nothing less from a guy nicknamed the Sorcerer Killer. There was no BS from Toji's end. He knew he couldn't fool around with someone like Gojo, who even as a kid managed to distinguish him when no one else could. Every measure had to be perfect in order to pull off this insane task, but he did it, taking Gojo down and fulfilling his goal of killing the vessel. Riko and Geto's moment leading to the death was sad as fuck, and Mappa really didn't have to play the damn ending song before the gunshot. It of course made everything 10 times more tragic, but this scene, just like Gojo's downfall, was also handled extremely well, and the conclusion to this episode was also in that moment. But rest assured, the insanity does not end there, and pretty much keeps going until the arc's end. Straight up a masterclass episode. The start does a really good job of creating this false sense of security in the fun Okinawa trip, which gets completely turned on its head with the second half of the episode. From Gojo's stabbing all the way to the end, everything was intense and didn't give you a second to breathe and comprehend what's happening. But by far the highlight of the episode was finally seeing the GOAT in action. One of my favorite characters in the entire manga, and I genuinely can't wait to see more of him. He broke pretty much every rule within anime in this episode, from turning a happy beach vibe into a complete massacre, and even bringing a Glock to a Jujutsu fight. But these are all reasons to why he's him. He's an anomaly in every regard, and the way he was properly introduced is a clear testament of that. There's a lot you could pinpoint within this episode that was incredible, but of course Jujutsu Kaisen is known for its fights, and there's a lot to love within Gojo vs Toji. I know a lot of people still aren't massive fans of this new animation style, but after this fight I don't know how you can still have reservations. Visually it's freaking stunning, and beyond that it does an amazing job in highlighting one of Toji's main traits, which is his speed and agility. Bro was quite literally whizzing around the screen faster than Gojo could comprehend, and all his exaggerated moves along with his sneak behind Gojo perfectly led to that final sequence. I really liked how motion was depicted when I read this fight, but actually seeing Toji cook like this was dope as fuck. Even the moment Gojo had where he used blue to destroy all surroundings with that massive ball of force was like when purple was introduced, but even more exaggerated. A really cool fight, which even though was a blowout in Toji's favor, still did a great job in highlighting both of their abilities. This is quite clearly the greatest Jujutsu Kaisen episode we've gotten so far, and next week will be even better, which is just wild to me. A masterclass episode from start to finish, and good directing was vital to make these big moments hit, but Mappa delivered in spades. Even before the shit went down with Toji, we got so many cinematic shots of the group, and the aquarium scene of Riko, just like in the manga, was just amazing. Narratively, this episode holds so much weight as the story shifts into a new direction entirely, but you'll see more of that through the next couple episodes as we shift into the next arc. Geek fiction all around, and there's not much more I can say. It was a perfectly paced episode with even some animation anime only scenes sprinkled throughout. Also, I've never been happier to see a character's downfall than Gojo right now because of what goes down in later episodes, but I'll save my thoughts on that for when Hidden Inventory is all said and done. Everyone already knew the anime was going to adapt this content fine, but holy, they went above and beyond. As I said before, I knew what was going to take place, but it still felt really shocking, especially with Riko's death, and it makes me excited to see how they will cook for the next episode. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the season so far. We've still got a couple more episodes left for this arc, but the true insanity lies in the next arc of the story, so if you are enjoying this season so far, you're guaranteed to love what's coming next. Thank you if you made it this far. Just had to quickly share my thoughts after watching the episode today. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos on JJK and any other anime I feel like chatting about. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in my next video. Peace.